Are you looking to get into raid leading but feeling overwhelmed or just don't know where to start? Well, then stick around because in this video, I'm going over the best tools and add-ons to take your raid leading to the next level. What is up, gamers? My name is Susan. In this channel, we're sharing tips and tricks and resources all to enhance your gaming experience in World of Warcraft. So I want to encourage you right now, subscribe to this channel, but also join me live on my Twitch stream. I'm literally live doing this right now. I'll put a link in the description below, twitch.tv/SuzyLive, where I answer questions, play with the community, and give some free Mythic carry runs. But also join our community, Unity Gaming. Maybe you're like me, where for years, you played World of Warcraft by yourself, had to pug everything and dealt with toxicity. Join our community where no one plays alone. We got multiple raid teams, multiple group events throughout the week, and mentors and coaches that would love to help you improve in your gameplay. Join Unity Gaming. We'd love to have you. Topic of the day, friends, talking about best tools and add-ons for raid leading. Here's the deal. If you're brand new to raid leading, or maybe you've been raid leading for a little while, but you're looking to kind of take your gameplay to the next level, I think you're gonna get a lot of value out of this video. And everything that I mentioned in this video, whether you're watching live on stream right now or later in the YouTube video, all the links will be in the description below. And stick around. People have been asking me for my actual ElvUI, and for the first time ever, I'm gonna put that in the description below so you guys can have access to my UI, which I think is gonna add value to your raid leading. Let's go ahead and let's dive right in. First thing we're gonna talk about in terms of best tools and add-ons, it's not technically actually a tool or an add-on, but I believe it is gonna be the beginning of setting up your success to help you be really, really efficient with your raid leading. You have to understand that as a raid leader and a shot caller, and honestly, even if you just wanna become a better player, your UI is gonna play a huge part in that. And here's why. Because having a clean UI is going to remove distractions. You have to realize that as a raid leader, you are focusing on so much. And as a player as well, you're focusing on, first of all, am I doing my rotation well? Am I playing my class well? I gotta focus on our interrupts going out. I gotta focus on not only what mechanics are happening right now, but what mechanics are happening next. I gotta be aware, where is my range? Are my melee in the right position? Are people preparing for the next things that is coming? What is the overall health of my raid team? Do I need to be able to call for a healing cooldown if you don't have someone designated to be able to do that? There's a lot of information that you need to process as a raid leader. And so having a clean UI, what that's gonna do is just gonna remove distractions. There's a lot of WoW players that I watch that are looking to increase their skill level, and the first thing that I notice is that their UI, it's just cluttered. You're really making it more difficult for yourself. So here's the deal. UIs a lot of times are really up to your preference of what you want to do, what you want to use. You don't necessarily need to have any add-on for this, but I'm going to recommend an add-on that I use. You see it on screen now. It's called ElvUI. And ElvUI is a great add-on because it lets you customize literally everything on your screen. I will say the Blizzard and Dragonflight made some great improvements to the default UI, but I do think ElvUI lets you be superior. But whatever you're using, you want to make sure to do a few things. You want to keep things small so that they're out of the way, but big enough to where you can see them. Okay, so you notice like my raid frames, my target frame, my player frame, everything is kind of small because I'm trying to keep it out of my way. I want to be able to see as much gameplay as possible. You want to be able to have your raid frames in a position where it's easy for you to see, keeping things central. A lot of it's going to be preference, but as long as you keep things central and clean, that is going to be very, very beneficial for you. And I'm going to speak a little bit more specifically on individual parts of this as we go through the best tools and add-ons. If you guys do want to copy my exact UI, which is going to be really good for raiding and Mythic Plus, and I have two versions, one that's optimal for tanks and DPS, and then another one optimal for healers. I'll actually put that in the link in the description below, which you guys can grab as well. Clean UI is going to take you a long way to remove distractions so you can stay focused. A big thing I would really encourage you to get, this is the first add-on I'll mention, is you really want to be able to have either bigwigs or DBM, which stands for Deadly Boss Mods. Now, I really recommend bigwigs, but DBM is going to be, a close second in my opinion. But if you notice bigwigs, it's going to do a few things, okay? It is going to be able to show you what mechanics are coming next in the boss, okay? Now this right here is huge, okay? If you notice on my screen, you'll be able to see all of these texts. Now it seems overwhelming, but what I have on the left side right here where it says bars, I have all of the mechanics that are coming up in the next minute in 30 seconds. And then what happens on the right side where I have it, if I do this create test bars again, and I keep doing the test for them, what you'll see is that 30 seconds and less, they will pop up right here. And then when they move to 10 seconds or less, they'll move here. This is preference of where you want to put them. I would keep them, you know, somewhere in the center, whatever works for you to be able to pick up all that information. But if you're going to raid lead, you're going to need some sort of boss timer to tell you what mechanics are happening. Again, I recommend bigwigs. You can set up audio cues, visual cues, timers, emphasize messages. And if you notice, I have everything right here. And this one you saw right there, huge, the purple test, that will tell you what mechanic is on what player. So if you have a mechanic in a boss fight, for example, say you're doing Kurog and the storm elemental teleports to someone and you need to tell that person to get out of the raid, what that add-on will do right there is it'll tell you storm elemental on, I'm gonna pick a random person in my chat, on Neobits. And so you know how to say, Neobits, please get out of the raid. Rather than taking 5 extra seconds to like, look, oh, you know, what is that person's name? Who is it? Hey, can you please move? And by the time you call it, everyone's dead already. So I would really encourage you, bigwigs or DBM. I think every single Raider Mythic Plus player should have these. This would be absolutely huge. And if you guys want to be able to copy my profile, you can literally be able to come into my stream and I can guide you through what add-ons and what exact layout I'm using to be able to have this as well. Bigwigs, DBM, absolutely huge. Another add-on I really encourage you guys to get. This is number 3. This one is huge. I really want to encourage you guys to get weak auras. Now, some of you guys might think, well, what does a weak aura have to do with raid leading? Well, a few things. One, if you're going to be a raid leader, you not only have to be a raid leader, you have to be good at the game, right? And one of the things that is huge is you have to be able to play your class optimally. And again, when talking about a UI, you have to look at all these things. I'm in the firm belief, if you want to be an optimal raid leader, you should absolutely be using a weak aura that I am using right here. This is actually made by Luxthos. Shout out to him. He's made a weak aura for every single class and spec in the entire game. I've went in and made some customizations. So if you're here and you play a Prot Paladin, I'll actually put my weak aura, the exact one that I use with the customizations I've made off of Luxthos base model. And I'll put that in the description below as well, and to everyone that's watching the stream. But the reason you want that is the weak aura is going to help take as much brain power off of playing your class so that you can put it onto shot calling. You have to remember, we're all humans, so we only have a certain amount of brain capacity. So the less brain capacity you're using to just play the game, the more brain capacity you can use to help everyone else do the raid properly. That's why a lot of high-end guilds are doing the 21st man, where someone will literally sit out of the raid. They're not even playing. They just are watching on Discord or some sort of video call so they can shot call. But having your weak aura is going to be huge to help you play optimally, but also it's going to be really big because there are going to be certain weak auras that you want to make mandatory for your team. For example, Teros, the second boss of the new Raider now, Vault of the Incarnate. There is one mechanic where a big earth circle spawns on the ground, and you have to either move left or right, awaken earth. This one is going to be so good for you to tell your team, do you go left or do you go right? And as a raid leader, you want to have these weak auras because then you can equip your team with them. You want to do that research ahead of time, get the proper weak auras for every fight. There is a great liquid weak aura package where you can download all of theirs, which I would highly recommend, and then send those to your team. But as a raid leader, having weak auras is going to be incredibly important. Number 4, and this one is absolutely huge if you're looking to take your raid leading to the next level. Method raid tools. Now, this is a very in-depth add-on, just like weak auras is. So I'm not going to go super in-depth, but I'm going to really touch on some points that have really taken my raid leading to the next level that I think will really help you. You can do a lot of things. You can do things like ready checks. You can be able to check who has a flask, who has a food buff. You can check on, there's a pull timer. There's invite tools to be able to literally, you can put your entire team's raid into an invite tool, and then you can literally just copy and paste it, and every week just hit one button and it invites everyone. You can check your loot history to see who got what when, to be able to kind of gauge who's going to get gear next if you do a loot council, whatever it might be. So many great things I want to encourage you to check into, but the big things that I really want to touch on here are 2 major things. One, I want to encourage you to take note of your raid cooldowns. As a raid leader, you might delegate calling out raid healing cooldowns to somebody else. That's totally fine. but someone needs to be calling raid healing cooldowns. There is so many times where I've seen a big mechanic come out, you know, and lots of damage goes out and everyone just starts panicking, right? That is natural for groups of people to just panic when something goes wrong. If you do not give people direction, they will give themselves direction. But what happens is, you know, big AoE goes out, lots of damage goes out, the warrior rallying cries, right? The priest pops the divine hymn, the shaman drops their healing tide totem, and the druid tranquilities all at the same time. Well, what happens now is now you've spent so many raid cooldowns that now you don't have anything next for the next AoE, and then now you're gonna die. What you want to do is be able to have this cooldown, this add-on right here, because what this is gonna do, it's gonna show you on your screen everybody in your group and what healing cooldown they have, and you as a raid leader want to prepare in advance. Who am I gonna call? Hey, coming in 3 seconds, Bonesy, I need a rallying cry. Hey, coming in 5 seconds, Trenador, I need a tranquility coming from you. Whatever in a few seconds, Scroll Totems, I'm gonna need a Spirit Link, even though Scroll Totems I think plays Elemental. But you get my point. Being able to time out and call those healing cooldowns is going to be huge. And this is great because you can actually customize it. You can change its appearance. You can change the texture. You can literally customize and use everything. But that, I promise you, it will save your team from death if you can stagger the healing cooldowns rather than spamming them all at once. Another big thing in MRT that this lets you do, which is huge, which is actually gonna be number 5. It's not a separate add-on, but it's really it's a tool that I would encourage all of you to do. Once you download MRT, Method Raid Tools, and you hit escape, you go to options and you go to keybinds. It's actually gonna give you a whole separate option for Method Raid Tools that wasn't there before. This, I cannot stress enough, is setting up keybinds for both your markers and your world marker. And so a few things I would really encourage you to do. 1, set a keybind to your world markers. So you'll see where I'll do that in options, keybinds, and that right there under target markers. You see I've got certain things set to a keybind. You want to be able to tell your group, hey, we are focusing skull. Hey, we are focusing X, rather than just being like, hey, kill that guy. Right? Or sometimes they'll even call it up by name. Hey guys, kill Scale Sworn Guardian. So many unnecessary words are being used in a raid. Things are chaotic. People aren't like, they're looking at their rotations, they're dodging fire. They don't want to have to look between all the ads. Okay, which one of you is Scale Sworn Guardian? Okay, that guy. All you gotta do, hey guys, kill Skull. Hey guys, then we're gonna kill X. It's just so quick by setting them to a keybind, especially in certain bosses. Let's take Primal Council, where all the pillars are spawning, and you want to be able to say, hey guys, I need y'all to help me kill the pillar that's in the back left next to this guy at this coordinate, this place. It's just too much information. Hey guys, I need Skull dead. Hey guys, next pillar, you're gonna kill X. Hey, range, I need you guys to go stand on square. Like, it's just such clear communication that you can do in the middle of the fight. I could literally, in a moment's notice, give clear, concise instruction to my entire team of 20 people. Hey guys, we're standing here for 5 seconds, then we're all going to Skull. After Skull, we're gonna be moving over to X. Range, I need you on square. Like, it's just so easy to coordinate your group if you set up the Method Raid Tools to world marker keybinds. If I'm being honest, this right here, the Method Raid Tools, is probably one of the most important raid leading add-ons that I have downloaded, because it has given me such clear communication. Who's putting healing cooldowns, who's doing healing cooldowns when, and where am I guiding and directing my team? If you will do these 5 things, have a clean UI, get some sort of boss timer, whether that's bigwigs or DBM, get weak Rs, not only for yourself, but for the entire team, and download Method Raid Tools for the healing cooldowns and the world markers, and you can target markers. You don't actually need to be able to have MRT for that. I think this is a great starting point for you to take your raid leading to the next level. There's a lot of other things you could do, but I think that this will be a great starting point for you. Here's the deal. I want you to keep your eyes open for the next YouTube video. I'm gonna be making a part 2 to this video where I'm not talking about tools or add-ons, but I'm really gonna be talking about the mindset of a raid leader. How can I communicate clearly to my raid group to help you guys achieve your goals. I'm going to take almost 10 years of public speaking, teaching, and leading people, taking all that I've learned and applying it to my raid leading mindset. If you guys are interested, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you guys don't miss the next video. But also, again, join us over at twitch.tv/SuzyLive, where you can ask questions, get some free mythic carry runs. And again, join the Discord to join us over at Unity Gaming. No one plays alone. Link is in the description below. I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one.